Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to learn class 10 English lesson Louis Pasteur Conqueror of Diseases question and answers, and this is part 1 of the session. We have already learned the explanation of the entire chapter in my earlier video, and I'll be sharing the link of that video in the description box for your convenience. So let's move on to the question and answers. But before that, students, if you are viewing my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification of my all the upcoming videos. Watch the video till end, and if you like it, hit the button and share with your friends. So coming to the question answers, we have question main number 2, comprehension questions. Answer the following questions briefly. Under that first one, Louis Pasteur was not a soldier, but he was a fighter. What does the statement mean? So, when we read the chapter, go to the chapter, we come to know that Louis Pasteur is known as a soldier, but even though, he was known as a fighter, even though he was not a soldier, not in an army. So, what does this statement exactly mean? So, answer is though Louis Pasteur did not join the army and became a soldier, he was a fighter because he fought various kinds of diseases through his discoveries about bacteria. So when we read the chapter, we come to know that Louis Pasteur, he was not any army or a soldier person, but he was called a fighter. Why? Because he used to fight with various kinds of diseases, and he wanted to find out the vaccination for it, the medicine for it, and he did this through his discoveries about bacteria. So that is why he is known as a fighter, not because he was in army, but because he used to fight with the various kinds of diseases through his discoveries about bacteria. Okay, moving to next question. What are bacteria? So we have to define what are bacteria. So answer is bacteria are vegetable organisms, little rod-shaped plants which exist in the air, water and soil and in the bodies of animals and plants. Some but not all are the causes of disease. Some convert matter into food for plants. So here we come to know that bacteria are nothing but vegetable organisms. They are in a little rod shaped. Now, rod is just a small stick type. So these bacteria are very small. They cannot be seen with our naked eyes. So they are little rod shaped plants. It exists in water, air, and soil. It can be found anywhere in air, also in water and in soil. And it's also present in the bodies of animals, and also it is present in the plants. But all these bacteria are not dangerous. All do not cause diseases. Some also help in converting the matter into food for plants. Like some bacteria help to convert the nutrients in the plants to convert it into food so that they can easily have it and nourish themselves. So here we can understand that bacteria are vegetable organisms. They are little rod shaped and they are present in air, water and soil, and all are not dangerous, all are not causes of disease, but some also help in converting matter into food for plants. Okay, so moving to next question. As a scientist, how was Louis Pasteur unique? So we come to know that as a scientist, Louis Pasteur was a special kind of person. How? We have to mention that. So answer, Louis Pasteur not only made some exciting discoveries about germs, but he was able to use his discoveries in very practical ways. He could help many people running various industries in France. So when we read the chapter, we go through it, we come to know that Louis Pasteur has made many exciting discoveries, many new things he has discovered about germs. And he was also able to use his discoveries in very practical ways. He used to prove it to the people, the public over there, and by doing it practically in front of them. And when you read the story, the whole chapter, you come to know various practical experiments which he had done. Okay, and he could help many people running various industries in France. And we also come to know from the chapter that there were many industries in the France who were very much like fed up with this bacteria and these germs. So this the discoveries of the Louis Pasteur has helped these people while they were running their industries in the France. So when you read the chapter, you get to know in detail. Next question is, how did Pasteur try to solve difficult problems? So answer is, Pasteur used to sit for hours, quiet, silent and motionless, thinking hard about the difficult problems. In this manner, Pasteur used to solve all his difficult problems. So when you go to the lesson again, students, you come to know that Pasteur was a very dedicated kind of person. He used to sit for hours. He used to just sit quiet, silent, and motionless, and he used to continuously think hard about all the problems which were in front of them, which he wanted to solve it. And in this manner, he used to solve all his problems. He never used to get up until he get the solution. So that is why this is how he used to solve the problems. Next question. How would Pasteur react whenever he solved a problem? So we come to know more about Pasteur in the lesson. So there is also mentioned the reaction of the Pasteur when he got some solution of some particular problem. So how was it that we are going to see in the answer? So answer is, when he used to get the solution, his kind and tired looking face would brighten with pleasure and excitement, and he would rush around to tell his discovery to his wife and to others who were helping him. So we come to know that the pastor was a very kind hearted and a jolly kind of person. Whenever he used to get any solution, he used to be very happy. Though he was very tired looking face, he used to have very tired looking face, because since he used to sit very hard for a long time thinking hard for his solution, to find the solution for the problem. So with this tired looking face, he used to brighten with the pleasure and excitement. The moment he used to get the solution, his face used to smile with pleasure and excitement, and he would rush around, go around all his home and the working center, and he used to share that solution with his wife and other people who were present there and who were helping him in his problems. So this is how Pasteur reacted whenever he solved any problem. Okay. Next, what does this reveal about him as a person? So by seeing this reaction of a pastor, what do you come to know? What does it reveal about his character, about his personality? So answer is, this shows that pastor was a sincere worker, and he was sincere about solving problems, and was also very simple and a childlike in sharing his discoveries with others. Right? So when we read the chapter, we come to know more about the pastor, that he was very sincere person. He used to solve problems very dedicatedly, very sincerely, and he was also a very simple person, and he was like childlike nature he had in sharing his discoveries. Whatever new he used to find, he used to discover, he wanted to share it with others. Okay, moving on to next question. What discoveries did Pasteur make about yeast? So we have to write what was the discovery made by Pasteur about the yeast. Answer is, yeast is used in making the beer foam. Pasteur discovered that yeast was alive, made up of tiny living cells. When these cells were healthy, the yeast acted well. But if they were diseased, the yeast and the beer went wrong. Okay, so this yeast actually they are used in making the beer foam. When you pour the beer in the glass from the bottle, you get a foam, the bubble kind of the action reaction comes up, and it turns into the form of foam. So the yeast is the thing which is helping this to come up, the beer foam, in the formation of beer foam. So it was Pasteur who discovered this yeast, and he also said that this yeast were alive, and it was made up of tiny living cells. And he also said this, that when these cells they were healthy, the yeast acted well. Means the cells, the these living cells, if they are very healthy, they acted well. And but if they are diseased, if they are not acting well, that means they are diseased, and at that time the beer went wrong. So for the beer to be good, to beer foam to form, they needed an active and good cells, that is good healthy yeast. And if the yeast were not good, the whole beer went wrong. So this was discovered by Pasteur about the yeast. Next question. What does spontaneous generation mean? So what does, you have to write the meaning of spontaneous generation. Spontaneous is something which happens quickly, unplanned thing. Okay, so answer is, some scientists believed in spontaneous generation. It means that germs had no parents but just occurred by themselves. So there were some scientists who believed that germs had no parents and they were just occurring by themselves. They were present in nature by themselves. So this is about spontaneous generation. Then next is, did Pasteur believe in spontaneous generation? If not, what did he believe in? So answer is, Pasteur and some scientists like him believed that germs were carried in air and might infect other things that come in contact with them. Okay, so Pasteur and other scientists used to believe that germs, they were carried in the air and they might infect any other things with whom they come in contact with. So this was the belief of Pasteur about the spontaneous generation, about the uh, unplanned and the spontaneous types of germs which were present in the air. Moving to next question. In the statement, Pasteur proved that he was right. It's in para 9. What did he prove? So you can go to para 9 and read the entire sentence. The answer is, Pasteur proved that germs were carried in air and might infect other things that come in contact with them. So this is wholly proved by him with his experiment, which you can go through your para 9 of the chapter of the textbook and you can read and understand it. Okay. Moving on to next question. In the second soup experiment, para 10, which soup was the worst, which was the best, and which one was better? So students, when you read the chapter, you come to know that there were many experiments which were done by Pasteur and he also proved it to be successful. And it was even done publicly. So here there are some experiments which are mentioned in the chapter. So there's a soap experiment which you have to read it and write like which was the worst, good, and the better one. So answer is, in the second soap experiment, the bottles opened in the hotel bedroom had gone completely moldy due to the presence of many germs. So what Pasteur had done, he had kept a bottle and he had kept it in the hotel bedroom which had no ventilation and the atmosphere had the germs present in it, and the entire soap in the bottle which was kept in the hotel bedroom had turned moldy. Okay, then the bottles opened in the field were moldy, but not quite so bad. So the second one was here. One bottle he had kept in the hotel bedroom. The other he had kept in the field in an open ground. And there he found that even it was moldy, the soup had turned moldy, but it was not so bad as it was found in the hotel bedroom. And one more bottle which he had kept, he opened it in the mountain where he found no germs in them at all. Means the mountain had no germs, it was fresh and the environment was good, the nature was good. So the last batch was the best. From this experiment, you come to know that the last batch, that is, which was opened in the mountain, was the best one, and the first one was the worst. The first one was the hotel bedroom soup bottle, and the second one was better than the first one, that is the field one. So this is how we have got to know about his experiment, soap experiment, in our para 10. Okay, moving on to next question. What is pasteurization? So this is, pasteurization is a process, so let's see what is it. Pasteurization is the process of heating the wine or milk or any other liquid to a temperature of 50 to 60 degrees centigrade to make the germs harmless. Pasteurized milk is milk which has been treated in this way and then sealed to prevent germs from entering into it. So students, this pasteurization, it is a process wherein you heat the wine, milk or any other liquid up till the temperature of 50 to 60 degrees centigrade in order to kill all the germs. Whatever germs are present in that particular liquid, it will become harmless if you boil it to 50 to 60 degrees. Then pasteurized milk, the milk which you get in the shops, in the packet, you might have seen it is mentioned pasteurized. So this milk are being boiled to 50 to 60 degrees centigrade and then it has been packed. So those are pasteurized milk. So this milk is milk which has been already treated, and it is sealed in that manner so that it prevents germs from entering into it. Okay, and this is the name which is kept on Louis Pasteur itself, because he had found this process, so it's known as pasteurization. Okay, so moving on to next question. The writer says it would be impossible to imagine Pasteur experimenting with explosives or poisonous gas. Para 13, it's mentioned. And what quality of Pasteur is highlighted here? So, students, when you read about the whole chapter, you come to know that Louis Pasteur was very concerned towards mankind. He was compassionate person, and he would not do anything which would harm the nature on humankind. So that is why this line is mentioned. So let us see the answer. Pasteur's love for mankind and his compassionate nature are highlighted in the sentence. He had no love for plain achievement, money, or fame. Okay, so the quality which we come to know from this above mentioned sentence is that Pasteur was a lovable person. He had love for mankind, and he was very compassionate, and he also had a deep feeling and thought for nature. This is what we come to know from the sentence. And he had no love for plain achievement, to achieve money or fame. He did not work for it. He worked for his own satisfaction and for the service of the society and the people. So this is how we come to know about the pastor from this sentence. So here we'll stop, students. We are finishing 12 questions today in this video. The next questions will be continued in the next video. So I hope this was informative for you, and thank you for watching my video.